For the next 48 hours, I am only eating Star Wars food in Disney World. I'll be dining here in Galaxy's Edge for the next 2 days for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and everything in between. And to keep things interesting, I made up a rule where I can't order the same thing twice. We're heading into Galaxy's Edge for our first meal, breakfast at Ronto Roasters. They serve breakfast until 11 a.m. at Ronto Roasters, and it's extremely rare that I'm actually in the park early enough to get breakfast here. And this is one of my favorite breakfasts, so I'm very excited to have it today. But we're not just getting Ronto Roasters, we're also gonna get a little space coffee as well. I would say this is probably the most iconic breakfast duo you could get in the park. A morning Ronto wrap and a cold brew black calf. We're gonna dive into our Ronto morning wrap first, which has eggs, grilled pork sausage, shredded cheddar, and peppercorn sauce in pita bread for $12.99. This is often considered the superior Ronto wrap. People prefer this breakfast Ronto wrap to the one that you could grab during lunch and dinner time. It has the same pork sausage, the same peppercorn sauce, but obviously instead of the slaw and the grilled pork, we now have eggs and cheese. And I love any type of breakfast sandwich situation, so I gotta say I might agree with people that this one's a little better than the lunch and dinner, even though I love the lunch and dinner one. But let's have our first meal of the day. Dang, that is really good. I feel like I have this breakfast Ronto wrap so infrequently that every time I do have it, it's even better than I remember. The pork sausage in there has a great snap and it's super juicy and flavorful. It kind of adds a little flavor to the eggs and the cheese and the pita bread as well. It's loaded with tons of cheddar. I really appreciate the amount of cheese that they're actually using in here. My stomach probably doesn't appreciate it, but I certainly appreciate it as I'm eating it. The eggs are nice and fluffy, although it's probably one of those like kind of frozen egg patties. It honestly tastes great. And the pita is really nice and soft. Like I said, I love a sausage, egg, and cheese, a bacon, egg, and cheese. Being from New Jersey, I love a good breakfast sandwich. And this is definitely a great breakfast sandwich. Not only is it unique and different, it tastes very good as well. You know what would be really good with this too? A little bit of like hot sauce or even some crunchy hash browns thrown in here. I wish I had hash browns over at Ronto Roasters. I feel like that would be really good in here. But either way, this is delicious. And anytime I'm in the park pre-11 a.m., no doubt I am coming to Ronto Roasters and getting this wrap. To wash our Ronto wrap down, I went over to Katsaka's Kettle and grabbed the cold brew black calf. This has Joffrey's Coffee cold brew topped with sweet cream cheese and chocolate puffs for $6.79. Usually I'd like to give this a stir and kind of incorporate all that foam from the top, but it's been a little bit. It's kind of went down into the drink and I also forgot a straw, so we're just having it like this today. So not only has it been a while that I've had a morning wrap, but it's also been a really long time since I've had a cold brew black calf here. And I don't think I've had it ever since Joffrey's cold brew started to turn sour. And unfortunately, we've got a little sour taste in our cold brew black calf these days, I guess. I will say, it's a little bit less sour than most of the other cold brews that you could find around Disney World, mainly because that sweet cream cheese foam on top kind of helps to add a little bit of flavor and balance that sourness out a bit. And I really like how as the drink starts to melt down, the Cocoa Puffs in here start to melt down a little bit as well. So you get some additional chocolate flavor and some of that Cocoa Puff flavor, which is really nice. The only problem is I got this black calf so early on into the challenge. So I'm gonna have to resort to Diet Coke or something else for some caffeine, because as I said, I can't repeat items, but there is a little bit of a loophole because they also serve this black calf here with some chocolate liqueur. So does that count as a separate menu item? I'm gonna count it, I think. I have to get another. It is now time for meal 2, and for lunch, we're gonna be heading to Docking Bay 7. I wanted something a little lighter, so I decided to order my favorite meal at Docking Bay 7, the fried chicken tip yip kids meal. This has crispy chicken served with house-made macaroni and cheese and roasted vegetables with a drink for $10.99. Isn't this just a ton of food for that price? I always love getting this kids meal. It's always plenty for me. And little hack that I found out about from my friend Promise actually. So on the adult menu, they have a hot chicken tip yip. They don't have it on the kids menu, but since I like getting the kids meal because it's a perfect amount of food, I always get a side of that hot sauce from the adult meal, and they're always able to do it, and it just gives a little spice to your chicken here. We'll go for a little dunk in that hot sauce. And guys, don't be fooled. This hot sauce is hot. It's hot, but I love it. And this chicken today is like extra crispy. They changed up the chicken that they serve in this dish maybe like a year or so ago, and I think it changed for the better. This tastes like a hand-breaded, maybe like tempura breaded chicken tender. I think it's so good. And it's also served with this mac and cheese, and I love these little noodles that they've got here. It tastes like the best Kraft macaroni and cheese you'll ever have in your life. And then we also got some broccoli. Ooh, I should dip this in the hot sauce too. Can't forget our Diet Coke. This is the real reason that I order kids' meals, because it comes with a free soda. I needed that. But I wanted to get a little bit of a smaller lunch today because we do have plans to hit up a very good snack after this. And actually the menu here at Docking Bay 7 is going to be changing very soon, tomorrow, I believe. So when I see you guys tomorrow, we'll be able to order all of the new food here at Docking Bay 7 that I'm really excited about. Well, it's been a little while since lunch, and I figured it was time for a little snack. I was able to easily find a reservation at Oga's Cantina, so I scooped it up. It was funny. Earlier, there was actually a cast member walking around with a sign for people to scan a QR code to try and get them to go to Oga's, so I guess it's not in high demand today. We've made it inside. We got a spot at the bar, and luckily I brought Oga's Cantina's biggest fan here.
Thank you. Yes, Oga's Cantina's biggest fan, and Star Wars' biggest fan, and DJ Rex's biggest fan. Look at him. He's bringing the tunes today. Hey, hey, hey.
We were outside, and the cast member that brought us in asked us how many times we've been to Oga's Cantina, and Phoebe said how many?
50.
So I figured we'd grab a little drink. Oh, those are the provisions without alcohol. I think I'm gonna go for a provision or a concoction with alcohol. I've never noticed this mythosaur on the menu, so I might try that out. We also have some food, and I might try a snack as well. If you guys can hear me, I got the mythosaur, which has Minute Maid passion fruit orange guava juice with a splash of lime juice. It's then topped with some rum, some more rum, and blue curacao for $20. Well, cheers. Have we been to Oga's together before?
I don't think we have.
Ooh, I don't know.
Wow, this is monumental.
It is. You guys are witnessing history right here.
You didn't cheers it.
I did.
No, you said cheers.
I said cheers.
You should have gone with mine.
Yours is probably better. Honestly, my drink just tastes like sour mix. It's so sweet. And all the cocktails are batched here, so I know that going in. But this one here is not that great. It's very sweet, very sour. I definitely think I like the outer rim and the fuzzy tauntaun a little bit more. But the reason I got this was because it's the newest drink on the menu, and I've actually never had it, where I've had pretty much every other drink with alcohol on this menu here. So wanted to give a new one a shot, but it didn't really work out that much for me. And I do want to say, I'm pretty disappointed with the presentation of these cocktails. I feel like with every year, the presentation and the attention to detail with them just goes more and more and more downhill. Every drink used to have a unique, different glass, and now it looks like, looking around the bar, pretty much every drink is served in like the exact same cocktail glass.
Listen.
There's no garnishes.
Listen, it's been hard. The Empire took over. The first orders here. They're running a tight ship.
I blame the regular, you. And like I mentioned, we also got a snack. I decided to order the Umbaran cheese roll. This is a spice-dusted pretzel bun stuffed with herb cheese and a dipping sauce for $13. I love how it just says a dipping sauce on the menu. It doesn't say what the dipping sauce is, but if I'm remembering correctly, it's like a honey mustard kind of dip.
Hey!
We're at the tiny bar here, so I have to kind of kneel down to eat our pretzel roll. Do you want some?
Yeah.
Grab the other half. We'll pull it apart.
Okay. Here we go.
Ah! It's very messy and very cheesy.
Yeah.
Dip.
What is this dip?
I think it's like a honey mustard. It's so cheesy and creamy, and the cheese has a little bit of a spice as well, and I like it mixed with a sweet honey mustard dip.
Yeah.
Pretzel's nice and crispy but soft.
This is better than I remember it too.
Yeah, I got it the day it debuted, and it was good. I remember liking it, but like this is even better.
It has more flavor.
Yeah, maybe the drinks have gone downhill, but the food has gotten better.
I like my drink.
Who are they?
Yeah, my team.
Yeah, we're working together. Covert.
All right.
Covert.
If you're such a team,
Which we are.
then you'll know this agent's code name.
Well,
What is it?
I'm not telling you that. You think this isn't my first
What
day
is
on
the
job.
code name of your team?
That's classified. Yeah.
I know that's not right because I submitted that one and it wasn't accepted. Now, who are you?
I have a different rank.
Right. Like you said, it was classified. and you're-
Classified.
That kind of checks out.
You've now caused a scene.
Yeah, everybody's
So-
looking now. It's kind of embarrassing.
You might want to get out of here. I can call
Yeah,
the lieutenant.
probably so.
We have some issues.
Very well. Carry on, agents.
Thank you.
For the order. For the order.
You got it.
Yes.
Got it.
What the heck just happened?
Yeah.
It is officially time for dinner, and I've made my way back to Docking Bay 7 to pick up some food. I've had pretty much every single thing on this menu, but there is one thing that I have never tried. So I decided to pick up the thing I haven't tried, the tuna poke. This has raw tuna tossed in a spicy sriracha dressing and served with green papaya salad, pickled mushrooms, fresh herbs, and crispy garlic for $19.49. Almost $20 is pretty expensive. I think this might be one of the more expensive quick service meals you get at any of the quick service restaurants, but it looks pretty good. There's a good amount of tuna in here, tossed in that sauce, and all that crispy garlic on top looks really good. I'm not sure how to eat this though. I feel like this would be very good as like a dip with some type of like wonton chip. I mean, we do have these like little lettuce boats here, which actually, maybe I'll build a little lettuce cup with some of the tuna, with some of that papaya salad there. And try it out in a lettuce cup form. That is definitely the way to do it. That sriracha dressing is really nice and creamy. It's not that spicy at all. I could use way more spice in it personally. And eating it in that lettuce cup is really great because it adds a little bit of a crisp, extra freshness. This tuna's good. It's not fishy at all. I enjoy it, and I'm not sure if I've ever had papaya salad before, so this is the first year. I want to kind of try it on its own. It's almost like pickled. There's a really good vinegary flavor, which I think pairs really nicely with the tuna, and it's also pretty crunchy. I like this. I don't know how I've never had this because I love tuna and I love poke. I just wish they gave me more of these little lettuce cups here because I feel like this is the prime way to eat it, but they only give us 2. But we're moving on to dessert, and believe it or not, there really aren't that many sweet treats around Galaxy's Edge here. The only true dessert they have is here at Docking Bay 7. It's like a brownie chocolate dessert. I've had it a handful of times, so I figured I would try something new. And I don't know if this is necessarily considered a dessert, but it's a dessert in my eyes. And I've also never tried it before, so I consider this a win-win. I ordered the blueberry corn muffin for dessert. It costs $5.49. I feel like this is going to be the perfect dessert, though, because I enjoy desserts that aren't too sweet. This does just look like a blueberry muffin, which I really enjoy. Let's break it in half. Okay, nice and crispy. You can see all the blueberries in there. It actually smells really quite tasty. And like I said, I've never tried this before. This is really, really good. Now I'm mad I haven't tried this before either. It is so delicious. I love a corn muffin, and it totally tastes like a corn muffin combined with a blueberry muffin, which is pretty ideal to me. Why aren't more people combining like fruit with their cornbread? I feel like it's the perfect combo here. The only thing that can make this better, a little bit of butter. They didn't offer it, and I doubt they have like butter, but some butter on this would hit. But either way, butter or not, it is still very good. And honestly, this is the perfect sweet treat because it's not too sweet. So perfect way to end off day 1. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning for 24 more hours of eating Star Wars food here in Galaxy's Edge. It is day 2, and we are officially back in Galaxy's Edge for the final 24 hours of this challenge. I'm actually really excited for today because we're gonna get to try a bunch of new foods. There's actually new food at the milk stand, there's new food at Ronto Roasters, at Docking Bay 7, so we have a ton of stuff to check out today. I did mention that there's only one place to grab breakfast in Galaxy's Edge, so we're back at Ronto Roasters. And you might be thinking, what do they have on that menu besides a Ronto wrap for breakfast? And well, it's another Ronto wrap, but they actually have a plant-based version of it. And they also have some overnight oats. So I picked up a plant-based Ronto wrap and some of those oats just in case I don't really care for the plant-based Ronto wrap. I have something to fall back on in these oats here. But I definitely want to try this Triple Suns breakfast wrap first. This has plant-based egg, smoky chickpea onion slaw, and roasted tomato sauce wrapped in pita bread for $11.99. Just looking at this Ronto wrap, I actually think it looks very good, although it looks like it's missing something, maybe some type of plant-based sausage or plant-based meat, especially because the egg patty that they have here is extremely small, but it still looks good. And the chickpea onion slaw that they say is on here, it looks more like a chickpea carrot slaw because I only actually see one onion, and it's mainly chickpeas and carrots. But I'm excited to try this out. Like I said, it looks very tasty, so we'll see. Maybe it's better than the regular morning Ronto wrap. It could be. I've never had plant-based eggs before, so I was a little worried for that, but honestly, you can't taste egg whatsoever. The only flavor that I'm really getting is that chickpea, carrot, and onion slaw that they have in here. It's dressed in a really smoky sauce, and that sauce is so good. I actually really love this chickpea slaw that they have on here, and the soft pita bread with it is really good. This doesn't really taste like breakfast to me though. It tastes more like lunch or dinner, which would make sense because they're also putting this chickpea mixture into their plant-based lunch and dinner Ronto wrap, which I have to try that one time too. It has the chickpea mixture and some zucchini, I believe, but I really like that chickpea mixture, so it's very good, and I actually wish you could get that in the regular non-plant-based lunch and dinner Ronto wrap because it is so good, and I feel like it would pair really well in that too. But I enjoy the flavor. I think the flavor is on point here. Just use a little plant-based sausage. That would be really good. And also, I remember yesterday I said I wish it had hot sauce. They actually do have some hot sauce up at Ronto Roaster, so I wish I looked yesterday. We do have one other thing to try for breakfast though, the Rising Moons Overnight Oats. This has oats, dragon fruit, yogurt, and seasonal fruit for $6.99. I'm not usually the biggest fan of oats or any type of oatmeal, but this here actually looks very good. I love how fresh it looks with the boba on top and all that fruit, but I gotta get past the fruit if I can to get some of the oats there. Oh yeah, we got some oats, fruit, and boba. I take back everything I ever said about not liking oatmeal. I guess I just haven't had it prepared in a way that I like it because I love this. It's so thick and creamy, and the texture is so on point, and it's so fruity as well. I love all the fruit, and those boba popping pearls in here are truly so good. There's blackberries, blueberries, I believe some dragon fruit as well. These are hands down the best oats I've ever had. I've never said that about oatmeal before because I legitimately do not like it, so I'm very surprised. This is definitely going to be added to the list of must-dos when I get to Hollywood Studios early enough for breakfast. I'm going to get a morning Ronto wrap, a little overnight oats, and probably a black calf too, but this is so good. We are once again back at Docking Bay 7 for lunch, and this time, like I mentioned, they changed up their whole menu. And for lunch, we're going to be trying the dish I have been most excited to try this entire challenge, the Shock Pot Roast and Kublog Mash. This is a birria pot roast with a turmeric garlic mash and roasted carrots for $19.99. And how good does this look? I love birria, and I've been saying for years that Disney World needs to get more birria dishes. You know, they have so many at Disneyland. They really don't have any in Disney World, but now we do. And I am so psyched to try this out. It looks so good. We've got all the consomme on the bottom. The carrots and potatoes are kind of just soaking in it. We've got 3 chunks of beef. Actually, 2 chunks of beef. I will say the portion of beef is very small for about $20, but I really hope the taste makes up for that $20 price tag. Now, I shouldn't need to use a knife here, so let's just try and break it apart with our fork. Okay, I will say it is pretty fatty. There's a good amount of fat But, I mean, that's what you kind of need with some birria. So I got it in some of those juices there, the consomme. Upon initial taste, I will say the flavor is great. I really love the broth on the bottom there. It's super nice and juicy and tender. However, not really sure how much it actually tastes like birria. It more so just tastes like a beef roast in like a brown gravy, but the flavor is great. Like, now we also have these turmeric garlic mashed potatoes. You can definitely tell there's some turmeric in there. They're super yellow. Very heavy on the turmeric flavor, but I don't necessarily mind that. They're not super creamy, but I really like when you get a bite kind of with the beef and all that consomme from the bottom. You can kind of get a little combo bite, a little meat and potatoes there. That is the perfect little combo bite there. I really like this dish. I feel like it's lacking in birria flavor, and if you're gonna name something birria, you should maybe go a little bit heavier on the birria flavor. But with that being said, it tastes like a very delicious roast. Is it $20 good? I'm not sure, but would I get it again? Absolutely. Ronto Roasters closes in just a couple of minutes at 3 o'clock, so I wanted to head over there and grab the new snack that they have before they closed. So I picked up the Keshian Spice Chips, which are lotus root chips tossed in cinnamon sugar for $5.49. These are really interesting and honestly sound really good, but they don't look to be coated in quite enough cinnamon sugar. We'll see how they are though. If you get one of these chips with enough cinnamon sugar on it, it's quite good. But if you get one without enough cinnamon sugar on it, it really just tastes like dried cardboard. But the ones that have enough cinnamon sugar on it, they're good. They're very light, very crisp. They remind me a lot of the Siete brand cinnamon churro tortilla chips, which are definitely far better than these here. But they're an interesting, unique little snack. I just need like 5 times the amount of cinnamon sugar. And that'd be a lot better, but it's better than a churro, honestly. I'd rather eat these than a churro. It has been a long day, a long 2 days in Galaxy's Edge, and it's starting to get late, so I made my way back to Docking Bay 7 to grab some dinner. We are going to be trying the other new entree that they just added to the menu, the Sweet Puffer Pig Ribs with portion bread. These are pork ribs brushed with tangy barbecue sauce and served with mac and cheese and sponge cake for $16.99. They had a rib dish on the menu previously, and it was served with a blueberry corn muffin, the one that we had yesterday. They've kind of replaced that with this interesting sponge cake here, or portion bread. I was told it's what they eat in the movies. I've never watched Star Wars, so I don't know. But I want to try this bread here first, and kind of like trying to get a forkful. It feels like angel food cake. That is good. It's really interesting. I don't think it's better than the blueberry corn muffin, but I think it's fun that they added something like from the movies as the side here. Of course, we have the delicious mac and cheese here as well that we had. Same one we had with our kids' meal chicken yesterday. That is extra good tonight. And it also has these little like Parmesan herby kind of crumbles on it because they sprinkle it on top of the ribs here. So it also got in the mac and cheese. And that little extra bite from those breadcrumbs was really tasty. But we still have to try the main star of this dish, these ribs. Got a decent slab here. I'm gonna try and cut one apart. My ribs are getting all over my sponge cake, which is not great. Barbecue sauce and sponge cake doesn't really go together. This is really hard to eat. It smells like meatloaf as I'm cutting it apart. Let's just try a little bite here. I don't think I like these ribs. They almost taste like they've been baked instead of smoked, and I like my ribs smoked. I like that nice pink ring of flavor that smoking a rib creates, and I'm also not a fan of the sauce. It's really ketchup-y, and obviously ketchup is in barbecue sauce, but it has such a strong ketchup flavor. It actually tastes like a mixture of ketchup and that hot sauce that they put on top of the spicy chicken tip yip. Because this barbecue sauce definitely has a good amount of spice to it as well, so that might be what they're doing there, but I would not get these ribs again. I definitely think the beef that we had earlier was far better than these. It's turned into a cloudy and very gloomy evening here on Batuu, and it's time for dessert. So I went over to the milk stand and I picked up There are 2 new treats. Let's try this brand new pink milk, which is a plant-based rice milk with sweet and fruity characteristics for $9.79. Almost $10 is very steep for pretty much a slushie of this size. It's very tiny, and I haven't heard the best of reviews of this pink milk. Now, obviously at the milk stand they have blue and green milk. I actually am a green milk fan. If I had to choose one, I'd go green milk. Like I said, I haven't heard great things about this pink one here. See how it is. That tastes like bubble gum, like Double Bubble or Bubblegum Big League Chew, which I don't mind, but I don't really want bubble gum in liquid form, which is what this is here. I wish it was a cotton candy flavored milk. I think that would have been a little bit better than bubble gum, but as it stands, I'm sticking green milk, and for $10, not a fan. And for our final sweet treat of the day, we have the Krekodian Blue Cake. Definitely said that wrong. This is a spiced vanilla shortbread cookie with ginger cream cheese icing for $5.29. So they call this a cake, but in the description it's actually listed as a cookie, and it definitely looks and feels more like a cookie to me. I want to try and get a bite with that frosting in the center. The cookie itself kind of tastes, and the texture is very similar to Play-Doh, which I know doesn't sound appetizing, but it's like a very soft, almost flavorless, like butter sugar cookie, and I like very non-sweet cookies, so it's not that bad. The frosting on the top reminds me a lot of the frosting that they have on like all the desserts during Christmas season here in Hollywood, but it's very not like spring summery. This is a very wintry tasting snack here. Well, that is going to do it for us here in Galaxy's Edge. 48 hours eating only Star Wars food. It was a pretty tasty 48 hours, I must admit. I am so happy that we got to try all of the new food that has permanently been added to the menus and all of the food that is temporarily here just for May. And speaking of May, I hope everyone has a great May the 4th. But it's time to head out of here, and I am looking forward to eating some non-Star Wars food tomorrow morning. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you to everyone over on Patreon. I appreciate your support. If you enjoy honest Disney food reviews, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.